10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
And as my favorite three-man band would do, yes, the spirit of radio is alive and well. Greetings, good evening, and how you doing? Welcome to the Shooters Gallery on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net. In the ever-evolving and somewhat wet outside Studio 1, yours truly, Fast Eddie Layne, welcoming in tag team partner Shane Noles.
We're getting close to be wearing the Ides of March.
There's too many eyes in March. They keep looking. It's kind of like potatoes. They scare me. They have eyes. They can see me. Welcoming in tag team partner Phil Stamper.
There is no I in March. There's only an A.
Top that one. How many horror movie sound effects can we actually get in for the first segment? That's my question right now. Thank you to everybody tuning in through BeyondRingside.com, the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Tune in, Ustream, all the different methodologies that are available. And, of course, over at ProWrestlingRadio.net. See, here's the thing. Let me go ahead and run this by everybody one more time real quick. Yes, it's dual stations. Not dueling, but dual stations. So if you ever have a problem with our primary stream over at BeyondRingside.com and the app, we wholeheartedly recommend pop on over ProWrestlingRadio.net. It is simulcast through there when we're live, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday nights. And we're probably going to be having some changes in the lineup in the next few weeks. So we've got some situations in play, most of them good. Everything's copacetic. The world is not coming to an end as we know it. And I feel fine. Obscure REM indirect reference there. Look it up from the 90s, kids. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out there. Coming out of everything that has occurred in the week that was and week that is in pro wrestling, I'm not anti-John Cena in any capacity. But I'm just going to ask this question at BeyondRingside.com on Twitter, Facebook.com/BeyondRingside Live. Chat room's open over at BeyondRingside.com. It's flash-based. If you can't access it, don't feel bad. A lot of people are in the same boat. Once again, I'm not anti-Cena. I like John Cena. I think John Cena's gotten better all over again. And I agree with what he said post pay-per-view. I think he's probably in almost the best shape of his career and doing very well in ring when he's actually there. Thank you, Dwayne. But I'm trying to think of the right way to word this. Is John Cena, in your opinion, as relevant to the overall scheme of things now as he was either 1 or 2 years ago? Yes or no, Shane?
Not at all. In my opinion, the John Cena Open Challenge for the U.S. title really was a great way for Cena to keep improving and showcase skills while giving people like Neville, Seth Rollins, guys that, of course, Neville no longer with the company, great reference, Shane, but guys that, weren't as prominent a year or two ago, and now are, I think, in large portion to long matches, good matches with Cena. Like when he was gone on that little hiatus, I don't know how long it lasted, was he really missed as far as the machine keeps rolling? I really didn't pay any attention until John Cena came back and said he's a free agent. And I was like, oh yeah, he's been gone 4 or 5 months. He's still relevant. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see. I know he loves the business. Is he going to be a guy that they still want to push as late as they can for as much as they can, a la Hulk Hogan? Or is he going to become a guy, I think he's already entering this territory a little bit, like Ric Flair, who wants to stay near the top, but continue to put almost every single person over to help make the brand better as we go along. But I will say this, his quest to be on the WrestleMania card, storyline fashion, I mean, I get it, but why isn't 30 other superstars coming out and cutting promos about how they want to get on me? I would actually have someone challenge John and say, I mean, I'm just throwing a name out here, an R-Truth, a Goldust. You know, what makes you so special? You've lost Rumble, you've lost Elimination Chamber, I want to, you know, at least create the dynamic that maybe Cena might not be on the card, egad, and give somebody else that, you know, because I mean, maybe I'm overthinking here. Why would the rest of the roster that's not going to be on Mania just watch him go out there and say this and continue his eternal quest for the WrestleMania spot and not say, yeah, I want a piece of that action?
Philip?
So, for me, John Cena, no. He's definitely not as relevant as he used to be. At the same time, I always thought he was copied in the wrong way after the styles of the biggest stars that the WWE had. You went Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Rock, Austin, or Austin, Rock. And then here comes John Cena. And even when he appeared in Beyond the Mat, people were already like, hey, he's going to be the next guy. And I remember just as he was breaking out to become the main event guy, and you had, what was it, Mr. America on SmackDown and Hulk Hogan on Raw. Cena was on SmackDown, and I was like, I wish that Hulk Hogan would talk, like, give the mentor promo speech to John Cena to try to pass the torch, and maybe in real life tell him, dude, don't sell like a 5-year-old child. Because he, to me, at that time, I felt like he was sort of like the hey, we're the WWE and we've created all these superstars. Oh yeah, who have left us to go on to Hollywood, or because they're tired, or because they're injured, or whatever. We don't want that to happen to John Cena, so we're going to give him this really low burn, but we're just going to like sort of keep him coddled in the blanket of the WWE. And I feel like they coddled him to a degree, and sort of almost like now is his payoff. That now he can be the guy that they do bring out. So instead of waiting 5 years with no wrestling and then trot him out to do something something nostalgic where he comes back and wins a WWE title, they can have him there on a back burner. They can show like, hey, he's still around, and saying he's a viable challenge to anybody who might try to face him, when in reality he isn't. But at the same time, who knows what could happen? I mean, I know we're going to probably talk about a subject later tonight that some people might not be happy about, especially if we bring up some certain names that shall not be named at this point. But when you have to activate plan B, C, D, E, and F to back up for the people who are injured or whatever else may be out there, you may then need a John Cena. What would happen if tonight, and this is not me wishing it on anybody, what would happen tonight if Brock Lesnar got in a car crash and broke his leg tonight? Like, okay, so he's not going to be ready for Mania. Or Shinsuke develops chicken pox the week of WrestleMania. God. You know, like, you have to have some backup plans too for your product.
Yeah, and this is something WWE's always been very precarious about, because they throw they've learned their lesson well, but by the same token, there's times when they backslide a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and put this one out there. My take on this, no. Plain and simple, no. For Cena right now, the way that he's coming across is an act of desperation. And I'm not used to seeing that side of John Cena, and I don't think it fits him. I don't know if this is his character that he's if it's his character direction that he's working on, or if someone's giving this to him to work on. Mm-hmm. And when you're a 16-time world champion, now, he is in that gray area. In my opinion, he is in that gray area to where, yes, he's a 16-time champion in the WWE. Let me go ahead and clarify that. I mistakenly said 16-time world champion. He is a 16-time primary title holder, i.e. champion in WWE. Because that belt has changed names so many times. You've had the WWE Championship, the World Championship, the Undisputed Championship, the Universal title. I mean, my God. It's just, no. There's too much in that mix. So, without any real disrespect to WWE, which I mean none, it's like, you can't call him a 16-time world champion because it wasn't a world championship that he held 16 times. You yourself, your own company did not call it a world championship on a number of different occasions. Yes?
On a different note, just thinking about this, putting our thinking caps on, what would happen if it's a completely different world, different business? Yes, we lay the template out there. John Cena's 15-year peak had happened when there was a governing board to vote a champion. Do we think he would have sniffed 16 times?
No. Possibly 10.
I'll put the over-under. I'll put the over-under at 6.
I'll go over. I normally do. I don't even have to put myself over. I go over. Philip?
Of course you'd put yourself over.
Of course. We all do. Hell with it. Tell me somebody in pro wrestling that doesn't try to find a way to put themselves over. Time's up. Go ahead.
It depends on what, because it's not like I'm it's not like I'm trying to put myself over for a title when I have a hole in my neck, you know. But I don't even know. I don't think this is John Cena's direction. Because I think what you just said is kind of true. You know, he's probably like, I can still go. I can still be the main event guy. Why am I not there? And you can see, you know, the writings on the wall that for however many years they've been trying to make Roman Reigns the guy. He isn't the guy. He still isn't the guy. But you know what he does? He does what John Cena did. And that's wow. He sells lots of T-shirts to kids. He's our money maker, so we need to make him in a prominent position. Like that's how they're doing it. That's how they're playing it, and it's always been about money and the bottom line for the WWE. He's a controllable monster. They don't like. There's been a lot of negative about Strowman, and you know apparently negative in the aspect of Brock Lesnar doesn't care for him because he thinks he's unsafe. He's too stiff for Brock Lesnar.
Okay, Brock Lesnar worried about somebody being safe, the same guy who pretty much concussed The Undertaker back at the Superdome?
Right.
Oh, if that's not the pot calling the kettle base metal, I don't know what the hell is.
Right.
Seth Rollins thinks Braun Strowman's unsafe.
Right.
Just throw that out there.
Seth Rollins thinks Finn Balor's unsafe. Buckle bomb! But now coming back over to it and wrapping up my part of that question. I made the statement when they put out the graphic, the promo graphic for Elimination Chamber with all 7 men, and they put John Cena front and center on that thing. That's getting back to the old school realization that they're going to continue to cram Cena down our throats, technically speaking.
Right, of course.
But it's not needed. I mean, when
they think it is from a buy rate perspective.
Okay, well, here we go on that buy rate thing, because I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the fact that I read the story yesterday morning that SmackDown's ratings were up Tuesday. But John Cena, of course, John Cena may take the credit and WWE may give the credit to John Cena. WWE SmackDown's ratings go up and down anyway. It's not always all about Cena. Like I said, it's nothing personal. But I just, you know, when they put out that graphic, everybody else is pretty much wearing black and monotone or monochrome, and yet John Cena stands right there in that freaking lime green shirt that just, no. One of these things just does not go. If they'd have put him in a red shirt or a deep blue shirt or a black shirt with red writing, maybe. But by the same token, I'm sorry, the days of that Power Ranger color shirt are done. I mean,
you know what he reminds me of a little bit is Randy Savage in the WWF 93-94. Now, of course, I don't expect to see Cena on commentary anytime soon, but where he's still a guy, he's still going to have an angle, but he's not going to be the featured person. Of course, there's nowhere for him to shuffle off to and go back to the main event picture at another company. But that reminds me of that.
But see, if I'm on the SmackDown roster, I'm offended. And the reason why I'm offended is because John Cena tried to start his almighty road to WrestleMania on the red brand. Well, I failed at the red brand. Oh, I'll go to SmackDown and I'll make it there. Why not start on SmackDown? You're allegedly the free agent. You could have gone to either one. People know you more from SmackDown over the last year than they do from Raw. Why slight SmackDown that way? Once again, I'm looking at this from a creative standpoint. Now, granted, Raw had their pay-per-view before SmackDown does, and now he's a part of this, now a six-pack challenge for AJ's title. It's just, why don't we have another gauntlet match on SmackDown? Let everybody have a crack at the belt that way.
All right, you open the floodgates for me, Eddie. I'm going to do the run-in right here.
Fire away.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Anybody that's ever listened to this program knows that I am an advocate for less is more, especially with pay-per-views. We've been through this. I miss the days of Royal Rumble, 3-month build, 3.5-month build to Mania. If you have to do another pay-per-view, fine. But two really, oversaturated. I'm fully expecting a network special the week before Mania in the next couple of years with the route we're going. We know.
What are you talking about? We already have two. We have NXT and the Hall of Fame.
Correct, but I'm talking about an actual pay-per-view for SmackDown or Raw. I fully expect that a week or two before Mania, like the bonus Saturday night's main event network special. But
Can we have that? Whatever the SmackDown pay-per-view is, the drive-through road fast lane.
Yeah, that's what I'm going by. Is like, we're only a few weeks away. It's like, what's the point? Like, I get it. They had to have Elimination Chamber to determine Brock Lesnar's opponent. This isn't needed. Shinsuke and AJ is written in the stars, and if they go off the rails on that one, they're crazy.
If somehow or another they turn this into a triple threat match at Mania with AJ, Nakamura, and Cena, I'm gonna purposely go to the Golden Corral and eat as much as I can just so I can throw up and make it count. Because, like I said, I was okay with a triple threat at Fastlane. Now it's a Quinn pack. Now it's a 6-pack. It's like, oh my God, we got the Partridge Family going after the WWE Championship on SmackDown. This whole situation is becoming diluted. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, they've established one of the most dominant tag teams on the blue brand in the Usos. I would pay money to see the Usos do with the WWE tag team titles what the Hardys did with the Impact tag titles, and let these guys go out to Evolve, AIW, MCW, PWA, different companies around the country, and defend the blue brand tag team titles.
You mean do what the Hardys did on Impact?
Yes, what I said with the TNA belts.
I'm just saying.
I did say that.
I know, but I'm just re-emphasizing.
Yes.
That WWE would recycle?
It's pro wrestling. Everything else.
He's exactly right. They're only 2 or 3 weeks out now with that pay-per-view, so they can only bump it up sooner.
Yeah, Fastlane's a week from this coming Sunday. And once again, it's a case of, for as many tag teams that you have on the blue brand, I think they're trying to reset a storyline with, but they may end up making a 3-way dance tag team situation, bringing the Bludgeon Brothers into play. I'm sorry, I don't know about you, but it's just not working. If
it's
that's
not you, it's me.
No, it's me on this one. It just ain't working.
And here's another thing. We brought this up, I think, almost a month ago, talking about the road to WrestleMania, and I said give them time. I'm sure they've got some things in the works. we're right at a month, give or take a few days from Mania.
5 weeks.
I still couldn't tell you half the card.
I don't think I can tell you a third of the card. Because I'm going to be honest with you, and I may be wrong on this. I may genuinely be wrong on this. I've never noticed Asuka to actually say who she's going to challenge.
Not yet.
So the Asuka-Charlotte match is not out of the question. Now, I'm going to go to Monday Night Raw for a second. Because damn it, somebody has to. Where they put, I'm going to ask this question. At Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Ronda Rousey, and keep this clean when you answer, folks. Please. Keep it clean. I'll read it on air. And here's the thing. I'm starting to check the Twitter feed a little bit more often. So if you answer after the show, if you're listening on replay, I'll read it next week. I don't care, and I'll give you credit for it. Just keep it clean. Ronda Rousey has the potential to be the biggest blank in WWE history. I'm going to give about 10 seconds. I'm not going to play the music. I'm going to save that for trivia. But I'm going to sit back and say, like I said, just keep it clean. So I will say, Shane Noles, Ronda Rousey has the potential to be the biggest blank in WWE history. Shane.
Female acquisition ever. That's too easy to say. I do think she also has the possibility to be the biggest, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Bust?
Catering to people who aren't wrestling fans outside, that they buy.
Extraneous draw. Extraneous draw.
Right, they could do Ronda Rousey on that side with the female division.
Mainstream draw. Okay. Phil Stamper, same question.
Ronda Rousey has the potential to be the biggest Ronda Rousey because in UFC, she got big super fast. Everybody was like, oh my God, it's Ronda Rousey. And then she actually had a level of competition that was better than her, and she was never able to recover. She can't cut a promo and talk on a mic to save her life. And now they're talking about maybe putting Paul Heyman with her. I saw that rumor today.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, are we getting the Ronda Rousey that, WWE is going to try to position her to protect her as best as they can? Is she really ready to be in a professional wrestling ring? That's not saying she's not a tremendous athlete. I mean, my God, she competed in the UFC. She was a champion in the UFC. She won a medal at the Olympics for judo. I give her all the credit in the world, but at the same time, that's very different than being inside of a professional wrestling ring and being on television in what is admittedly a sports entertainment, the WWE.
She has definitely the potential, and I'm going to earmark it here, to be the second best Rousey to ever compete for Vince McMahon.
Ronda Rousey. And this is not a hot take. This is me being real. This is not trying to stir crap up.
Real.
Ronda Rousey has the potential to be the biggest bust in WWE history. She is an exceptional athlete. And before anybody who has just now been tuning in over the last few months wants to jump on me about this, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I was driving the Ronda Rousey train years ago. When she won the silver, when she won the World Judo competition, before and when she was signed to Strikeforce, I was driving this train. When everybody else was sitting back going, who? I'm saying Ronda freaking Rousey. Before there was a rowdy Ronda Rousey. Which was also before Seth freaking Rollins too. I drove that train. All the way through Strikeforce. Into the UFC. I was one of the first ones in any public forum to say that Dana White would better grab a case of Heinz or Hunt's ketchup and some salt and pepper because he's going to eat the words, and I quote, "I do not see the day when a female competitor will headline a UFC pay-per-view." I was the first one to call him out on that when he said it. And lo and behold, women headlined a UFC pay-per-view. How those words, by the way, yeah, and I actually got a response to how those words taste. He said, "Tasted green to me." And it did. I knew the potential of Ronda Rousey all the way through. I was also the one, and my cohorts here on this show and up and down this network can tell you I'm also the one who sat here and said, and I quote, "Ronda Rousey needs to be careful of Holly Holm." You don't become a boxing champion at 3 different weights multiple times and a world kickboxing champion by fluke. Shane, we had this conversation, did we not?
We did.
And I'm trying to remember who was the third on the panel. Was it Phil? Were you here for that? Or was it Ted Guinness?
I might have been.
Or was it Ted Guinness on the show that week?
I might have been here.
Okay. It was either Phil, Ted, or Stan Grubb. But, I mean, I'm not going to continue on that train, so to speak. I'm just going to sit back and say this. This is WWE. This is not UFC. Ronda Rousey has the physical tools. If she can genuinely make the transition into the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment, physically she's there. She can go with anyone. She's got to get her cardio back up. And there's a world of difference between your bump card in pro wrestling and your punch card in UFC mixed martial arts. There's a lot of stuff that she's got to learn, and there's a whole world of difference between sparring and actual in-ring cardio. All 3 of us can tell you that. But on the microphone. And Ronda's also got to work on keeping that smile under control too. I understand being a babyface, you want to smile at the moment. But when her little entrance on Monday Night Raw, the facial expression she had, she can't keep that forever. But it was hot. I love her when she's pissed. But her mic skills have got to improve. Dusty Rhodes, in the words of all that's right and good in this world, I miss you. I would pay myself, Dusty, to sit down with her and say, "Darling, this is how it's done."
She's going to be the one to cut the hard times promo.
Either that, I would love for Roddy himself to sit down with Ronda and say, "Darling, here's how you cut a promo." Her mic skills have got to improve. But I'm wondering what's going to happen. And I brought this up the other day. What is going to happen on that fateful night when Ronda takes one bump wrong to the head and becomes totally disoriented in the moment?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody's arm goes flying off into the 3rd row. Or she goes back for a judo throw and somebody ends up outside the ring. Clunk. Look, you can take the warrior out of the war, but you can never take the war out of the warrior. I'm optimistic about Rousey in WWE. I genuinely am. I want her to have all the success in the world. I want her to become the top box office draw for as long as she can in WWE. I just worry, and because that transition is a big one. Not everybody can make it. She's off to a good start. She's in good hands. As long as she stays in that story, as long as they really run that storyline with her, Kurt, Tripp, and Steph. I'm surprised Steph got that slap in. I'm really digging it too. That was funny. But like I said, they just need to play their cards right. And this is one time where I'm going to say, for the love of all that is right, don't rush her. Give her time to build herself. Physically, she's got the tools. But she's got to find a way to use them, especially the vocal tools, to sell the point and get... Now, you bring up, and I saw the story earlier too about a potential Heyman matchup with her. Good. That buys her time. Now, if we aren't going to see, and it's pretty much a solidified fact right now, you saw Monday Night Raw. Could you see a better dream team, technically speaking, than Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle in the same corner? And I just absolutely have to love the fact that it's going to be Hunter and Steph, because for as much as I want to see Hunter and Angle one-on-one one more time, because I think they can tear the house down, and a lot of kids could take notice of this match, because you're not going to see a bunch of dives. I honestly can sit back and say, somebody's moving a dishwasher.
I thought I was being quiet. I was moving the tray because I was going to go up and get something to drink while you were still talking.
Okay.
And trying to be unobvious about it, and apparently that didn't work.
There you go. But short end of the story, I'll leave it like this. In Stephanie, you have probably a woman who can be one of the best chicken bleep heels ever when she plays her cards right. Stephanie McMahon makes a great chicken bleep heel. So if they milk this storyline and take it all the way to Mania for a payoff on this, I don't know how they're going to do it. It's like, okay, if Kurt and Ronda lose, Kurt's out as GM. If Stephanie loses and Hunter lose, then Kurt has full autonomous authority for such and such amount of time. I don't know. Or if it's all just a build to try to get Ronda into that mainstream spotlight. But like I said, to me, Rousey and Angle is a dream team come to life, and I thank WWE Creative for giving us that opportunity. Gentlemen?
You mean she's not Jason Jordan's sister?
I will hunt you down. I will hunt you down. Bleep off.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's Chad Gable's sister, and it's a whole tryst.
You're talking about my future ex-wife here. Do not put her with them, either of them. I think she's actually going to be my 47th future ex-wife if I live that long. I don't care. But 37 after the top of the hour on the live side, 23 before the top on the Shooters Gallery this Thursday night. March 1st, February done, gone by. See ya. Aloha. Full moon out there tonight. Holy crap.
There is.
Before you transition, I want to make mention I might be in the minority here. I am so happy that it's Kurt Angle and not The Rock. Most people would stone me for saying that, but I think it'll be a better match. The fit of Ronda and Kurt makes more sense with Olympic UFC backgrounds, with the cohesiveness of Stephanie and Triple H.
Philip?
Say the question again?
Really wasn't a question, but...
I was about to say, like...
No, I was just... If you had a follow-up for that.
I don't. I really don't.
Actually, I do. Haha. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. For as much as I pop for the moment of Rock and Ronda, possibly coming together into light at a Mania down the road. It's like I said a few minutes ago, I see Ronda and Angle as a dream team. I mean, one of the most gifted amateur/professional wrestlers we've ever seen. And then you add the credibility that Rousey brings in as a world judo champion and a silver medalist and Strikeforce and UFC champion. Yeah, I mean, that's just awesome. Look,
the only thing that I wish they hadn't done is just make Angle wrestle in that throwaway when, the whole virus swept half the roster and he had to work with the Shield. If this was his first match with WWE at Mania, or his first match back, I think it'd be even more intense.
I'm okay with when he stepped in on the Shield thing, because I thought it's something that people didn't expect. I don't think they were ready for it, and it's kind of like it was, even Hunter himself, after, what was it, 2 years ago, when he started to move into the COO role, he said, I'm moving myself to, in case of emergency, break glass status. And I respect that. They've had to break that glass a couple of times. But, and this is the thing about it, I mean, it's like Hunter has been over the last probably 5, 6, 7 years one of the safer workers in WWE and at the same time has still been able to put out top quality matches.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that it's a detriment. Just as a wish list deal, I think it would be pretty cool if Kurt hadn't worked yet.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I understand completely. I'm just, with everything going on right now with Elimination Chamber in the rearview mirror, which I'm going to go ahead and ask both of y'all real quick. I'm keeping this thing as we're going 20 before the top. Overall grade, high point, low point for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And if you want to take it match by match, we can do that too. Phil, go first on this one. Or don't. He may still be moving something around. I'll come back. Shane, overall grade for the elimination? Yes.
I'll give it a C plus. I just, they accomplished their mission, what they wanted to do, which was Roman Reigns over to face Brock Lesnar. They still made Braun Strowman look incredibly strong, eliminating every other person in the match, as well as getting heat or just a beat down, whatever of Reigns afterwards, to keep him as strong as possible, even though taking the pinfall loss. The women's elimination chamber, I wanted to like it. It was just long. Like, it wasn't long and great. It was just long. I felt like a lot of other stuff was just kind of filler, other than Ronda's contract signing. And I think a lot of that is a testament to still not having the majority of the card filled out. There's just a lot of filler for Mania.
Phil, I think we got an echo on your side.
Oh, my apologies. I unplugged it because I was taking care of something else at the same time.
There you go. While I've got you on this side of the board, your thoughts about Elimination Chamber in and of itself, overall grade, high point, low point? I
would say called every match, very surprisingly. I was in a different conversation about an hour before the pay-per-view, and I was like, I think they're going to lead off with the women's Elimination Chamber. And they were like, no way. There's no way they're going to do that. Yeah. No way in the world. Women are too big right now. They started with women's Elimination Chamber. Yeah. And then again, I was in that same conversation with a room full of people that was like, there's no way Nia Jax is going to be made to look stupid again. She was made to look stupid again. She's the worst monster the WWE's ever tried to build. In my opinion. I don't know. I many ways I liked it. It from a storyline perspective, at first I was like, okay. They made Braun look convincing to win and then took it from him and gave it to Roman. And then it brought back every bad feeling I've had about the WWE in 4 years. Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not,
the problem I have is towards the end of that match, we see Seth Rollins throw the buckle bomb, a move that has legitimately almost crippled guys. Reigns no-sells it, 80th Superman punch.
Yeah.
That's when they lost.
I gave the overall show an A- to B+. And I reserve the right to hold on to that score. The women's chamber, while it did seem, it seemed like they got lost a couple of times, thus adding to the feeling of being long that I'll go ahead and agree with Shane on. But overall, they kept things in a certain direction. I think that the problem that the women are having right now in WWE on the Red brand is they're constantly being put in this position to push things a little bit further. Rumble was one thing. They had cannon fodder from hell in the women's Rumble. We've covered that ad nauseum. Well, not ad nauseum, just ad infinitum. Never get tired of telling WWE, hey, look, you could have done it a little bit differently. And it's like, okay, like I said, I think I was right because I did watch it on an interdimensional view screen, and Mae Young did come in 27th. It was the spirit of Mae Young who came in 27th. So I did win that one. Had to do a seance to see it, but still, I'm there. I think they went a long way to have Alexa Bliss show the range that she has as far as her ability to sell the moment. I'm getting pretty much done with the Sasha Bailey thing. I don't know how much more they can milk this. I mean, if they're going to make it a Mania payoff or a Mania blow off, fine, do it. Go into do more than just try to tease the ball rolling. Do it.
Do it.
Huh?
I was just channeling Ben Stiller from Dodgeball. Do it.
Which actually, I finally watched that movie in its entirety this past weekend. Not bad. It was okay.
Not at all.
Even for a Ben Stiller movie, it was actually pretty good. I felt that the Bray Matt match was what a lot of people had been waiting on because they were able to go close to long form. And they needed to put some WD-40 in Matt Hardy's knees. That's all I'm going to say. That way he can actually probably bend them one time. The tag team situation on both brands has me just going, huh? Okay, what they going to do now? Because you have enough tag teams on both shows to where you can genuinely build programs. So if we need to pull a trade to bring New Day to Raw and the Revival to SmackDown, okay, do it. Because the New Day has been turned into yet just the novelty act that we know it is. But I have no problem with that because I like the New Day. Don't get me wrong. I think they are very entertaining. But that entertainment factor is being dwindled down to a novelty. The pancakes are killing me, kids. Thank God they're not bringing out maple syrup or honey. That just get gross. And probably banned in 21 countries, including Mississippi. I was wondering if I used that gimmick 100 times. Somebody finally got it. The men's chamber had a solid feel to it, other than the fact that the booking was stupid for the match. You have to treat that scenario the same way you treat a Rumble match. There is no reason whatsoever, if you've got Braun Strowman down and you don't even attempt to pin, that's stupid booking. And get this straight for everybody who's always sitting back going, well, they had too many false finishes. There is a difference between okay, you have to understand the psychology of the moment as it pertains to professional wrestling and WWE. There is a difference between a pin attempt and a false finish. I will defend that statement in any forum because I can. Because I understand this. If you try to sell the moment, if you've just scored and registered a huge move with a sell, or even a minor move and they're selling, go for a pin attempt. And once again, depending on where it falls in the match, there is a difference between a pin attempt and a false finish. Go back and look at some of your classics. Even in Savage Steamboat Mania 3, there is a difference between a pin attempt and a false finish. I hate to pull back a curtain like that, but they are, in the men's Elimination Chamber match, they were so guilty of this. You score a big move and you don't even try for a pin. Dumb. Or I'll use the Randy Orton to Kofi Kingston in year two. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I mean, it's like, okay, you've got a batter in the batting box. You've got a batter in the box, and it's going to be a 67. You know in advance it's a 67-mile-an-hour hanging fastball. You know by the laws of logic you should jack that sumbitch over the center field wall going for 2 days. But you stand there and don't even try to sell a foul tip. It's dumb. So that was my main problem, because other than the factor of I knew Reigns was going over. The corpse of George Washington knew that Reigns was going over. But the fact of the matter stands, you let Strowman go monster, monster, monster throughout this match. And you still, no. They should have spread out the victories in the men's chamber. They should have given more than just Strowman a pin or two. Because if you're just going to build him up that much, to have Reigns take him down on a clean pin, what does that say about the other 5 men that Strowman just eliminated? Other than the fact that, yes, it's later in the match and obviously you're going to be tired. Duh. But, seriously, guys, anybody want to follow up on that one? Shane?
I'm with you, 100%.
Philip?
Bad booking. I mean, if you've got a guy down, where's the desperation? We see that in the Royal Rumble. You've got to get this guy over the top rope because he's your obstacle to Mania. And then the Elimination Chamber is like, there's not 30. There's just 6 of us. I don't have to pin him right now.
7.
Well, I mean, if you're the guy.
I know. Sorry.
If you're the guy like Roman Reigns and it's your yard, you don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. Philip?
So it's... My brain is like, I feel like I see the times when I see different people must be in charge of that moment. And this almost has Vince written all over it, with somebody going, hey, you can't just make it be Roman. And so he's like, all right, let's go after the other big guy we're trying to build. And then added with the politicalness of, people are probably pissy with Braun. Okay, let's make him be the monster, but not be the guy that goes over it. I don't know. This is, again, total supposition, totally my opinion. The match itself, I'll be honest, I was not overly displeased with. There were, a couple moments here and there, but with both Braun and Roman, you have the same issue. Neither guy can lead a match. They're good followers. Braun, though, I think has actually outstepped Roman in what it means to be a monster, to be a heel. Roman, though, cannot lead, and I think there is this belief that he can. And so if he's going to be the guy that they want now, like, for sure, we've been saying this for 3 or 4 years, and they've pulled it from him every time because fans are so against it, and that it doesn't look like he's really ready. I don't think he has changed. He's just got better at working with better people. I think that does say something good about him, but then that doesn't mean he's going to be able to turn around and really be that upfront face of the company. I just don't feel it. I don't see it. I think this is, I'm not going to say out of desperation, but I think WWE is kind of like, oh my gosh, we're going to lose Brock Lesnar. What are we going to do? And okay, so who's our top money maker now for merch? Oh, well, Roman Reigns and John Cena. But we can't put John Cena up there because we'll be raked over the coals again. Okay, so I guess it's Roman Reigns. Like, I really think that's the decision at the end of the day. I really think somebody at that level is making it as simple and as plain as that. I don't think it's the right decision. I just don't. But then you sit back and go, okay, what would you do? You're not there. Who would you have to be the guy to face Brock Lesnar? To me, it'd be Braun Strowman. Is that a main event quality match? I want it to be. it's two monster guys. I just don't think that's a good match in itself. I mean, we've seen it before, and it wasn't bad because they both are at a point now where they at least are working within their limits. But at WrestleMania, if you're supposed to go all out, that's not your main event. But they're not going to put AJ and Shinsuke over top of them in a main event. It's the main event of WrestleMania would be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Okay, before we go to break, I'm going to go ahead and ask this one. And Shane, I'll go ahead and put you on the spot. Go ahead and have one ready if you have one on tap. But I want to throw this one out there. And I almost feel like doing the match game music. But I'm not. I'll wait. In your booking realm right now, knowing where everybody stands as far as the roster itself goes, your Mania Raw main event is for the Universal title, Brock Lesnar versus blank. Shane Noles.
I mean,
as of right now, subject to change without notice.
I mean, based off that gauntlet last week, it's Seth freaking Rollins. With what they have to work with. I wouldn't put Finn Balor in that spot just yet. And some may scoff and say, well, he's a former Universal Champion who hasn't had a shot since he got injured. And I'm like, well, you know, he has to be rebuilt back to that level. But I would say Seth Rollins. I mean, I think it makes sense that he cashed in 3 years ago. He didn't pin Lesnar. He got the belt at Mania. By doing it, they could build a dynamic offense. You know, Heyman could say you're not gonna find him slipping on a banana peel and him get canned to the outside and you take out Reigns and win the belt. You're gonna have to beat the Beast incarnate to do it. Can he do it? All this underdog role stuff. It's a pretty cool story.
Phil Stamper, same question.
And I think that's a good question. I mean, part of me would say, yeah, Seth Rollins would probably be that guy. But again, I think when it comes down to them, WWE always makes the money decision. So I just don't think they're thinking in that way. I agree with you. I think Finn Balor needs to be rebuilt. I think WWE has also screwed up so many times with Bray Wyatt. And I know you are against some of the conversation we've had about where Bray and Matt Hardy are going to go or may go. But, you know, I really thought Bray should have been in that spot 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think, you know, they lost that opportunity to really make him be the next Undertaker. I really legitimately believe that. There's ways to recover that, but I just don't think WWE is going to do it. I don't know if there's a convincing match for that. Would it be Randy Orton? Somehow they worked him into Raw, but at this late, not now. They would have had to start doing that 3 weeks ago. I just don't think they have a good plan. And now there is no pending Money in the Bank champion waiting in the wings unless Carmella's coming out.
Barf.
Right. Pulls James Ellsworth over the rail. He pins Brock to become the Universal Champion.
I will shoot you just for that.
Oh, everybody in the state of Maryland now wants to shoot me for that statement. Except for James Ellsworth.
Are you eating cereal on Facebook right now?
I'm eating cereal, but I'm not on Facebook.
I heard the against the bowl. I said, I'm in my brain going, it's either a salad, it's soup, or it's cereal. It's cereal. I know it's cereal. I know that clink.
Do you want to take 3 guesses as to what cereal is?
Well, I know it ain't shredded wheat.
Lucky Charms.
It is Lucky Charms.
You ass.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I'm just thinking it's March 1st. You know, it's in the season.
I was actually going to say Fruit Loops first, but I figured by somehow or another spelling had been changed. I was actually going to put Lucky Charms second.
I didn't want Phil to spit his milk out. I was going to say it sure as hell isn't King Vitamin.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that one for a while.
King? What? I don't even know what that is.
It's an old General Mills cereal.
Well, wow.
How
old are you two? Just kidding.
Dude, I'm 52, and I openly admit that. My chronological age surpassed the numbers in my IQ 51 years ago.
I heard Shane go gasp, like literally.
I mean, I gave my age away last week on the program. I'll be 39 here shortly.
Okay.
Still to be determined.
Right.
Nope. That's Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock Central Time, right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, and I'm referring to be determined. And actually, for longtime listeners, Phil has kind of given away his age a little bit.
Maybe.
A little bit. Oh, God, I just had a flashback. Gina G song. Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, a little bit more. Never mind. I think I'll play that during the break. Where's that damn song? Tell you what, I was going to go ahead and slip in a trivia question, but we are at the top of the hour, hard break. And, well, actually, we started 5 minutes late. So what I'm going to do, kids, I'm going to go ahead and cheat. Shane, do you have one ready, or do you mean to go ahead and wait till the top of the hour and we run the full 5?
I have one ready. We have our 6-pack challenge of useless trivia questions prepared and ready to rock and roll.
Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and go one question now, the other 5 after the break.
Music albums. Our first question. Released at midnight on September 17th, 1991, who is the only band in music history to ever have a pair of albums debut at number 1 and number 2 at the same time on the Billboard chart?
Philip, would you like to go first?
No. Let me think of those.
I have to recuse myself from going first. I know the answer to the question.
Okay. I'm trying to think who would have been hot back then. I'm gonna say Can I say Nirvana and Guns N' Roses as the same answer? I'm gonna say Guns N' Roses.
That would be absolutely correct. Use Your Illusion 1,
God.
Use Your Illusion 2.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. I knew that answer. Shane?
Way to use your illusion, Phil Stamper. 1 and 2, released at midnight, September 17th, 1991. They debuted 1 and 2 on the album chart.
Use Your Illusion 1 was the one that had Pretty Tied Up, Estranged, and Civil War, as well as Live and Let Die. Use Your Illusion 2 was the one that had November Rain as track number 10. Actually, I'm trying to remember. You Could Be Mine was on UI 1 or UI 2? Because I thought Pretty Tied Up and You Could Be Mine were on different. Was on split. By the way, Shane, sorry to steal your thunder about the Trivia Master on that one. But like I said, I had to recuse myself from going first because I knew that one so well.
I am hearing the echo again.
Yeah, I know I am too.
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay, cool. Just in time for me to say, tell you what, we know. For those who've been listening lately, you know that I put the first hour on YouTube, so we're doing traditional sign off for the first hour. For those listening live, we will be back for a second hour. So Shane Noles, shameless plugs, please, and Phil Stamper, shameless cereal.
Yes. I forgot. I thought I had muted the mic.
No,
They are loudly delicious.
Shane, go ahead and give your shameless plugs real quick.
Sure. Useless Trivia takes place Monday evenings at Loco Mex in Jacksonville, Alabama at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Tuesday nights for $1 beer and $1 tacos at Loco Mex in Jacksonville, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. Then Loco Mex in Bowden, Georgia, just across the state line, about a 45-minute trek. You'll find Useless Trivia, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. Top 3 teams on all 3 nights walk out with house cash to be used that evening for food and drink. So we encourage you to eat, drink, and think with us.
Phil Stamper, shameless plugs.
I have no shameless plug this week. Ride Uber for the first time. Use code Y424D and you get $20 off your first ride.
Wow, that's a new one. Uber will now be sponsoring Beyond Ringside Shooters Gallery. There you go. Real quick, for everybody listening the first time around, at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. BeyondRingside.com is home, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. For me personally, FastEddieLayne.com, Layne is my home. Find me on Friday nights, 9 o'clock p.m., Buffalo Wild Wings in Alabaster. For Friday night karaoke, and the Friday night Just for Fun karaoke contest kicks off at 10 o'clock p.m., 18 and up in order to participate. Saturday nights, brand new event for me personally, Jake's Soul Food Cafe on Eastern Valley Road in McCalla, Alabama, just off exit 1 on Interstate 459. Had a great turnout for the opening debut, yes, it is a redundancy, but hey, what the hell. Gave away, actually, we are doing at Jake's a karaoke raffle. You sing, you get entered into the raffle. We did 2 last week. We did a $50 prize and a $100 prize. Let me see, I believe Penny was the winner of the $50, and I kid you not, her name was Toodles. Kristen, birthday girl, celebrated her birthday with us that night, along with some good friends of mine, and she picked up the $100 prize. I'm happy for both of them. So we're going to do that again this coming Saturday. 2 raffle drawings. And the more you sing, I build a rotation. I do it traditional. So the more you sing, the more entries you get, and you get a chance to win. Great food, good times. 2 great nights, 2 great venues. Buffalo Wild Wings on Friday, Jake's Soul Food Cafe on Saturday. Folks, for those of you catching us live, Hour 2 kicks off in just a couple of minutes. For those catching us on replay, especially on YouTube, come on over to BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net. For Shane Noles, Phil Stamper, I'm Fast Eddie Layne saying, hang tight. YouTube goes bye-bye. The real version continues in just a moment.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
This is Country Jack, Corey Hollis, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Howdy, friends. It's the Magic City Motormouth Fast Eddie Layne with your invitation to join me, Mark Mabo Bowman, and Brooks Logan, Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Find us on BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, BlackBerry, and a whole lot more. Once again, that's Sundays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Oh, yes! This is Paul Bearer, and some people call me Percy Pringle III. You're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
If you really want to get raw on Monday nights, tune into the Beyond Ringside Radio Network at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central Time for the Midnight Black Mass Podcast. Myself, the Reverend Dan the Dragon Wilson, along with the Strong Style Psycho Tank and Andrew Alexander, bring you a truly blood-curdling experience. Uncensored, uncut, and only on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
It's me. It's that D to the O to the double G, always sitting next year near doggy style, the road dog Jesse James, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside. Get it? Got it? Good.
This is Larry Goodman, GWH News and Notes, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
This is Dr. Tom Pritchard, and if you want to listen to the best in professional wrestling, get locked in to Beyond Ringside.